We're unaware of the fact that beneath this river actually runs a system of tunnels. I didn't use past tense because the tunnels still run underneath the river today in this city. When you really break it down, Chicago sits in like 7 levels of tunnel systems. This one's the closest to the surface. It was used by the Chicago Tunnel Company to transport coal for heating purposes as well as packages. They connected a lot of the buildings. So they dug down a piling next to an old tunnel in September of '91. They created a crack. They don't realize that happened until January of '92. They don't do anything about it until April of '92. By that point, it is too late. That small little crack got a little bit wider and water started to seep in. Within a week, the basements of a lot of these buildings were flooded, the streets were flooded. The city had to shut down completely. The Great Chicago Flood of 1992. That's not where the story ends. After that flood, these property owners went through their insurance policies to see if floods are covered. They were not, but leaks were. Somehow they were able to get the flood, which shut the city down for a week to be considered a leak. So the insurance companies cover the damages. So it's forever known as a Great Chicago Leak of 1992. And that is my favorite story about the city. As we continue on forward, just in front of us, you got Lake Street. It is a double-decker bridge in the sense that you've got your train traffic and your street traffic. If you got some free time, the Green Line train runs on these tracks. You can take it out to Oak Park, and from there you can walk to the home and studio of Frank Lloyd Wright. We don't see any Frank Lloyd Wright on the tour, but if you're a fan, you should go and check out his home. It's pretty cool. On the same block is the childhood home of Ernest Hemingway, so you could just make a whole day of visiting that. Right-hand side we have construction, which I'll tell you more so about as you kind of come back up the river. What I want to point out to you is what you're going to see just beyond this construction. There are going to be 2 red buildings. One of which has black balconies. It's residential. It's called River Center. There's another red building south of it, which is a commercial building known as a Go-Go building. But back in 1913, these 2 red buildings were used as warehouses by the Butler brothers, who were involved in the mail order catalog industry, which was rather large here. We already saw an example of this. The Fulton House, big icebox, now residential. Warehouses, now residential. Happens a lot, especially in this area. It's a movement known as warehouse to your house. You take these old warehouses that become vacant, instead of tearing them down, we just kind of repurpose them, use them for something else. If you're a fan of craft beer, we actually have Revolution beer on tap. Is anybody drinking that? Yep. If you head up to the north side of the city off of Belmont and Kenzie, they got a brewery. They took an old warehouse and turned it into a brewery. And they do free tours, which means free booze. There's also Lagunitas, which is California-based, half acre. You can do a whole day of brewery tours if you really wanted to. And coming up just in front of us to the left-hand side, we're gonna have this beige building right here. It is my pleasure to introduce to you the Civic Opera Building. It is the Civic Opera Building coming up on the left-hand side. This is a design of Graham Anderson Probst and White, a very good example of Art Deco design. So within Art Deco, a big stress on verticality. As you look at the building, you look up, you have the Greek masks of tragedy and comedy. The whole building sinks in, continues back up again, makes it look almost like a chair or a throne. That's a setback. A setback in that building's design that a lot of people